What's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on how to defend the long guard. If you don't know what that looks like, remember he throws some shots and I'm posting and blocking everything, making it very difficult for him to get by that extended arm. That is our focus today. So the long guard is something that we saw Super Bond do often, Buakaw. If you have a great long guard, it's fantastic, but if you have a weak one, you're gonna get dummied. Reason being, there are openings, right? I've exposed myself from here. Yeah, he can hit me and it's gonna rattle me a little bit, but once I'm here, if he throws things like uppercuts or overhands, it's gonna catch me. So I have to really sharpen up that long guard. The first thing that I notice a lot of people do wrong is they keep their chest square. So if I'm facing off towards Aaron and I go to reach and my chest stays square, I'm not getting maximum distance. When he rotates, see, he can reach me now, but I haven't done anything to stop him. And a lot of times I prefer to use the long guard to stop this guy in his tracks. Maybe he's trying to get aggressive towards me and I'm backing up and then I can post and stop him. I can actually stop him in his tracks. So the upper body, instead of just going here, I really want to angle that chest so I can get that maximum distance. If you have a shorter opponent, this is even better because short arms mean that when I come to here, he's not going to be able to hit me. The next thing which we want to be on top of is squeezing the chin and drawing the shoulders up. Kind of like when you have your back taken in jiu-jitsu and you don't want to get choked out. If I turn my chest, but I keep my chin high and my shoulders low, it's really easy for him to still land on me. So I draw those shoulders up, I drop that chin down, I almost look through my eyebrows, and now I've made it a lot harder for him to land any shot that won't just simply ricochet off. Now, something else I'd like to do is actually tip my upper body weight forward, because I find that if I just go like this and he progresses forward, even if I do catch his chest, he's gonna knock me backwards. But in addition, I can create a little bit extra distance in this arm by turning and then tipping my head forward slightly. So I do those first things, which I already talked about, but then I just tip a little bit forward. And I really find that one is beneficial. You just don't have to overcommit. You don't want to throw your head into anything. And if you guys are looking to improve your defense, you're looking to up your game, remember you can get on the wait list for my upcoming defense course. Now, while the hands can deal with the upper body, there's a good chance that maybe he throws a couple punches and then he decides to come with a kick. So I prefer when I do my long guard to elevate my lead leg. I find that this one will help from any knees he might try to throw, front kicks, low kicks. If he decides to throw something from the side, maybe he decides to throw the low kick after, I can make the adjustment. So more often than not, as soon as I go to a long guard, I'm gonna pick this up. The angle for me is gonna be right up the middle. So again, the knees can't land, the front kicks can't land, and I can make the minor adjustments to block all other kicks. Now, when I toss this long guard out, and I'm trying to find where should I put it, I find that if I put it too high up to his face, and that's what many people probably think you should do, I'm gonna long guard up at my head level, but there's easy ways for him to get around that, right? He can just very simply slip his head to the side, maybe throw a jab, and I'm gonna eat that shot. Much harder for him to do if I post my hand up at the upper chest. Now when he tries to tip his weight to the side, he has to deal with this straight up in there. So make that adjustment, drop that hand a couple inches, and make his life so much more difficult. And the final thing that I have noted in a lot of the Thai fighters, which makes their long guard weaker than it needs to be, is they lack the ability to make adjustments. Basically meaning, if I decide I'm gonna post up, I don't wanna commit to, oh, I can only sit here. Because if the first shot glances off, let's say he throws a jab and it glances off, but then the cross comes and it hits me, and now I decide I'm just gonna stay here and he goes uppercut, and now my head's up and he goes cross, I'm in so much trouble. I have to recognize that this works when it's going really well. If he throws jab, cross, hook at me, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome, I can hang there. As soon as he tags me, let's say he goes jab, cross, uppercut instead, I'm like block the first, block the second, I got hit. You've got to get back to here. If you don't make those adjustments, you'll end up getting knocked out trying to use the long guard. And let's do a couple just semi-live examples, just so you guys can see when we put all those points together, how I can make this work, a couple of the strategies that I might implement. So if Aaron's about there, again, I'm not going to do a long guard from already in here. That would be ridiculous. I want to be able to see him coming and decide, okay, he's coming on the attack right now, and I won't stay there again for too long. If I'm here and I want to post up, I can keep this out in his face almost like a sticky hand. And it just makes life a little frustrating. I always find that one hand up the middle, right in here, means that I have to work around it. I have to get around this arm. Again, I can find the opening, but if every time I come forward, he's sticking it in my chest, or I come for a low kick and he posts right in my chest, there's a lot of things that can go well for him and poorly for me. But overall with the long guard, you have to remember, as soon as you go long guard and you get tagged, you got to pull back. Those hands have to come back to your head. So there are some great tips on how to make your long guard impenetrable, and on the off chance you do get caught, how to make those adjustments to make sure you're safe. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you back here soon for another video.